All right, Adelburt's Brewing. This is a brother. His brother traveled a lot. Is the story, and through him, he actually got very inspired with his beer brewing and created a lot of great beers from more, I don't know, more traditional places. So Belgium, Germany, things like that. European. Nothing wrong with that. Great quality beers. They still do it. And honestly, when I was over there, there's a huge difference. The malt and the grain is just amazing. So they do a lot of bottle ones, and now they've gotten more and more into six packs. More that I've seen them more out there. Doesn't mean they did or didn't anymore. I just finally got to see them. So lucky me. This one was their juicy hazy. It's under stupid juicy. So um, yeah, just a can with a plastic thing on it. It's very simple, easy to recognize. Just look for the Adelbert symbol or his face right there. Bam. Boom. Anyways, no, they make very good quality craft beers. They're not all super intense either. They're just beautiful malt, beautiful hops. They'll usually have what the hops are on there. This one was a focus on a specific Penta hopped. So I already did have a couple. I bought the six pack. I had it. It just got my eye. The main thing that caught me is very grapefruit focus. So I've said it before. I don't hate it. It's just not my cup of tea when against a certain area in that. So I want the haze. I want the beauty. One guy said it. It's it's basically wheat beer. And he was like, "Oh, you don't want a wheat beer." And he was like, most people would say something about it. Like, no, I do. I want wheat beers. I love them. The the flavor profile was just stuck in this same area, and nobody really started testing the hops. And then somebody started doing it. Some beers came out more hazy than others, just by coincidence. Sometimes someone were focused on it based on the grains they use. So obviously, wheat grains are the ones providing the haze. The hops really changed the flavor profile. So I love a good Hefeweizen, Christeweizen. One was regular. Christeweizen is a light version. But there's so much grain and beauty in it. It just get this banana flavor, which is perfectly fine. That beautiful carrot, creamy notes from the grain itself. But there wasn't a lot of hops. So like after a while, like, oh, just too much sweetness. And I would find myself going to not the cheap pilsners. I'm not a cheap pilsner guy. I had to go to the nicer ones, more balanced, good amount of bitter, little funk. Love them. And so now that I have these funky, hoppy wheat beers, basically, they're the haze craze. It's beautiful. I love them because I do enjoy good hearty beers once in a while. Yeah, very citrusy, clean. The malt's there, but it almost contributes like in a vanilla way. This is done very beautifully, very European. Has just enough of the right strains of probably the yeast that give that funk, but it's very gentle, which almost lends like a vanilla. But then it goes into this beautiful malty, creamy goodness, and then boom, finish with a fruity grapefruit. It's not too bitter, it's not overwhelming. It's there, but all the sweetness from the grapefruit is also balancing it out. So they did a perfect job. I can enjoy the whole six pack. I wouldn't crush them. I can't. If you're a grapefruit person and you can crush them, this is probably like your lager, just straight up, just crushing them. For me, it's good casual. I can have a good time and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'm doing great, but I still would like another sip. It does accumulate a little bit as you sip too fast. So for the ones that love it, you're probably just going to chug it. The ones that are kind of in between, like, it's pretty good. You get to sip, enjoy, have a good time, and love yourself. So be good. We're looking at 6.1, so just above an average beer by 1%, and zero point 0.1. So anyways, 1.1. Anyways, no, solid. So for anyone that might be seeing me at all that had any one of my beers that were grapefruity and like, oh, that was a little intense, and the everyday ones were, he was right. It wasn't that strong. This is an area that's in the middle ground. It's right in the middle. You got enough other balances of flavor. Perfect. It's still going to start pushing your boundaries. So if you're kind of finding yourself identifying with them and loving them and enjoying them, Go a little further, see how far you go. You might just love them. So there you go. Hopefully that was enough description. This is made in Austin, Texas. Bam. So do check them out. And it's saying that it has the 5 times hop. So as you put the hops in it, it gets very overwhelming. And I've had hops that really just kick your butt, like taste buds wise. But they usually make a very good malty foundation to control that flavor. This one, it doesn't seem like they did. They just seemed to just knew what they were doing with, picked great grains and backed them up just enough where you get all those beautiful flavors, but not smacked. So do know that this is a lot of hops, and if you are kind of starting off, be careful. Yeah, I had starting off, I had some regular everyday IPAs that weren't even that strike. I could probably drink them right now, but it's nothing. But when I started off, it wouldn't stop. My taste buds kept going, and I just didn't want any part of it. They obviously did something good here. So 5-time hops, having all the information on there. If the can has it, when in doubt, just check it out. Go on the website, confirm. But this is not a starter RPA. That's I have to probably say that every time. It's not a starter. This is definitely something to build on, build to, or check out if you're a grapefruit lover anyway. So there you go. Bam. That should cover all your bases, but it's definitely very enjoyable no matter what. It's good to me as long as I'm sipping on it. Good job, Adelburt's. Again, local, amazing, great, enjoy, catch it, and have a good night.